I wrote the Junior Officers Reading Club because when I got back from Afghanistan for the first time in 2007, having just endured quite a difficult and changing 7 months, it seemed like the whole country was focused on other things, Big Brother, the coming football season. And there was a sense of kind of anger and frustration that people didn't really know what was going on, what people were fighting for. And also a wider lack of connection between the civilian world and the military world, which I'd been a part of. I wanted to try and write something which would speak to people who wouldn't necessarily normally read army books, but would help them to understand a little bit about the sort of life I'd been living for the last 5 years. Afghanistan is a lot higher profile than it was certainly when I first returned, and people seem to be a lot more supportive of the young men and women in the armed forces, regardless of what they think of the campaign in Afghanistan itself. My own perceptions haven't changed all that much. I was always cautiously optimistic about Afghanistan, and I continue to be so. But I do get the sense that people are starting to get tired, and we need to be very careful about how we explain to the public what's going on in Afghanistan and that we can actually win. It was practically my last job in the army was actually to go over to the United States and train 2nd 7th Battalion of the US Marine Corps, who were then about to deploy to Afghanistan for the first time. It was a real treat to work with the Americans. I'd worked with the Marines and some other American forces in Iraq, but to see them going through their training was actually to open my eyes to a sort of wider military world, and one of the reasons why I decided that staying in the army was probably not for me.